Hey, good morning. Um, One of the purposes of me putting up YouTube videos is kind of a diary or a journal. So my kids in the future, if they want to know things or answer questions, I can tell it. Also, I'm old now. I'm starting to tell stories twice. So what I'll eventually come to is the stories will be on here probably, and I probably won't tell many in person. Um, Don Everly just passed away this week, and uh, this is touches me in a very personal way. Not that I met him or knew him. I stood near him at Chet Atkins' funeral, but didn't interrupt him to talk or anything. Um, Don Everly, uh, I think either he or his brother, Phil, who passed away before Don, um, had manufactured guitar strings. Now they're originally from Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, and one of my elders at a church in Knoxville went to high school with him. And the story is that Chet Atkins reached through the fence at the Knoxville Fair. I think that's the Tennessee State Fair, and shook their hands and uh, consequently signed them to a recording deal with RCA. Uh, and my elder went to high school with Everly Brothers and remembers that incident happening. Um, Years later, um, I drove to Maryville, Tennessee. Many years later, I drove to Maryville, Tennessee, to go to Roy's Record Shop. Now, anybody who lives in East Tennessee as a musician or music historian should know about Roy's Record Shop. I don't know if it's closed now, but it's a storefront, very large, kind of mercantile type space. And Roy had countless albums, cassettes, 8 tracks, record players, guitars, banjos, music memorabilia from different artists. I think he had a table and chairs belonged to, I think, Waylon Jennings maybe. But anyway, so I would frequent Roy's record shop, especially when I had to go to the hospital in Maryville to visit a church member. And so I would stop in there and reward myself, by looking at stuff. Uh, so I had found some long play albums, not long play albums. I had found some reel to reel tapes that my sister Judy and I had recorded in the way early 70s of me and her singing together and me on guitar. And I had found these reel to reel tapes. I don't even know where they are now, but I wanted to download them to cassette, and I didn't have a reel to reel tape recorder. A lot of you young people don't even know what that is. But anyway, uh, so I went to Roy. I knew he had one, and so I asked him if I could borrow his reel to reel tape recorder, and he agreed. And so he and I set out in the store looking for a take up reel. You have to have an empty reel for the tape to come off the other one. And so we're sitting in the floor in the store there, looking through reel to reel tapes and boxes, and he brings one up. Well, the phone had rung, and his wife uh, answered it. She's like, "Hello, how are you doing? It's good to hear from you. All right. Well, we're just in the store here. It's almost Thanksgiving." And so, anyway, he and I were looking at those tapes, and he pulls one out and he said, "Here's a tape of me and Ike Everly on WNOX in the 50s." Well, Ike Everly was Don and Phil's father, and they sung on WNOX, as did Chet Atkins Play and Archie Campbell and all. It's a historic radio station. I was privileged to play on that stage once in a church service. It's now a church, or it was last time I checked. But anyway, so she got off the phone, and Roy said, "Who was that?" And she said, that was Don Everly wishing everybody in the store happy Thanksgiving. So that's as close as I got to that fire. Y'all have a great day and try to stay cool if you're in the deep south like me, burning up.